we're going to have some massive news coming out, and it feels like it has to do with a country in the Middle East, and it's going to be something that is incredibly shocking. Okay. Now, whether that happens within the context of this 1 week or not, I don't know. Again, I'll be straight with you guys. Like there's so much about free will that plays into all of this. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell if someone's going to block the truth from coming out, but it could be something that we all suspected. Who the real troublemakers are, kind of thing. How we've been made to be enemies. I did just put up a whole long video about the plane accidents and some other things to come. So make sure you go over and check that out on my channel. All right, let's get some cards for this week. Crucifixion. This feels like anybody who tries to tell the truth gets severely punished. It's giving Handmaid's Tale. It's very much giving that. Not just this week. This is just when the information's coming forward. But a lot of people having an example made of them so that other people get sort of scared into submission. Now, this could be on a personal level too. I think this is going to be out in the world, but it could be on a personal level where someone spoke up and was like, hey, this isn't right that we do it this way. And they get, they get fired. Pardon me. But yeah, there could be a lot of that sort of thing going on. All right. The Earth, Gaia. Okay, so here we go. This is a worldwide announcement. This is a worldwide event. These two together, the crucifixion and the Gaia card. Think of the times of Jesus and the crucifixion of Jesus. How did that change the world, especially from a Christian standpoint? There could be something very much like that going on. I'm not saying Jesus, okay, coming back and going through all that again, but we will see some sort of repeat here about the earth trying to cleanse the darkness to move into another realm. That's coming through. So this is a process of clearing away. And there, unfortunately, are so many people who just never got it, who still think that being right is the most important thing, that putting people down, gossiping, having power struggles, diminishing someone, disregarding them, ignoring them, neglecting them, that is the way that they stay in power. The dramatic fall we're going to see these people take. And I'm not talking about political figures. I'm talking maybe about you. Are you someone that gets a kick out of tailgating someone just to intimidate them? Are you somebody that prides yourself on starting violent arguments with people? Verbally abusing a stranger in the streets because what? You don't like that they looked at you? No, you're not. You're not powerful. Revelation. There is a giant wrecking ball situation going on that is forcing a reset. Now, you will have missed the point of all of this if you try to go into a teeny tiny little story. It's okay to go into an example of this energy. Oh, that seems like what's kind of playing out in this one scenario. But when people start going down the road of, well, that's already happened. It happened and da-da-da-da-da. So therefore, that's negating what we're trying to get through to you. Right? People are shallow. Okay? People are shallow, ridiculous, self-indulgent, self-centered, dismissive. There's like all these D's, right? So like dismissive, disregarding, disrespectful, diminishing. And it's just to hurt other people. Now, there are good ones out there. I know you're there. I know you're there. Let's get another card out. This one wants to come out, and then we'll get the one on top here. The Prophet. Listen to what's being said here. Okay. And there will be more and more messages coming to you as the angels work through people to try to get each of you as individuals to wake up. This process has been going on for decades, and people still just keep going into their cruelty. If you grew up in the 80s like I did, bullying was normal. And it was blamed on the person who was getting bullied for not being tougher. Or, well, you're different. What did you expect? Try harder to fit in. Well, you're not pretty enough. So get pretty, and then people would leave you alone. It's your fault, right? Like, that was the mentality. Also, we were just like disappearing left, right, and center, and like someone's face would end up on a milk carton. Enjoy those Fruit Loops, okay? Like with the milk carton and everything. So then you get into the 90s, and especially the early 2000s. Oof, that was the era of trashy behavior, okay? Just trash behavior. The meaner you could be about someone, the better. Listen to an Eminem song. Okay, like that's, there you go. That's pretty much what everybody was doing towards one another. And it was constant judgment, constant competition and backbiting and whatever. It was all seen as this like good strategy to get ahead or something like that. Really disgusting. Anyway, the Prophet is saying it's time to let all that go. And then we have Guardian Angel. All right. So you're going to have to accept that some of those things that you always wanted, that you always felt defined you, they have to go away. And this is going to be this might be a grieving time for some of you because you feel like your dreams are floating away. Your dreams are not coming to fruition because the world changed. Well, guess what? There was a time where I was pretty successful on YouTube, especially as a spiritual channel. When I first got on, I mean, yeah, there were tarot readers and stuff, but there was only a couple of angel readers, and they weren't even angel mediums. They were angel card readers. That's different. I mean, kind of slide over one another a little bit, but there's a distinction there. And so I enjoyed a little bit of, pardon me, a little bit of success, and then TikTok came along. And I was like, I'm tired. Okay. I already did the good IG. I did Facebook. I'm like, YouTube. I've had it, and I was like, let's see if this thing's actually going to pan out into anything before I go learning how to do it, whole thing. And then it turned out that it's become such a cultural phenomenon that, it's being argued about in our government. And there was an executive order signed over it. And like, it's crazy. It's crazy. But that has really, social media, especially that one app, has become a way for people to connect with one another. And I don't know, kind of normalizing what hadn't been normalized before, allowing real life to come out. And I am here for it. I'm living for it. Absolutely. So guardian angels are going to be guiding us here. We're going to get prophetic messages. Okay, so Archangel Sandalphon comes through music, so you might be kind of sparked about a message within music. Metatron could be bringing through a lot of prophecy through people, but also prophetic dreams. And I am recording this right after, these are timeless, but I am recording this right after we've had 2 plane accidents within 48 hours. And there were a couple of, I don't know if they're practitioners. I don't know if they're actual people who do this. Clearly, the message came through to them in dreams or just as intuitive hits that something like this would be coming along. And one of them, she hit it right on the head. And even I, as a practitioner and somebody who has been that kid who could see dead people, even I was freaked out. I'm like, whoa, oh, look at that. Like, the detail. She had it down. Oof. So if you go look her up, you'll find her. She's pretty famous right now. Protect her at all costs. Angels and archangels of God's crystal and light. Thank you, and so it is. But yeah, this is not a fun time. It's not a fun time. And the more you whine and play the victim, the more obvious it is that darkness is working through you. The more you try to shut somebody down who's talking about it, or you roll your eyes and you do all that diminishing stuff instead of just honoring, even if you don't agree with them, just giving them space to honor their experience and their perspective, even if you have the complete opposite viewpoint and perspective. The fact that you would sit there and try to judge them for it, you have darkness working through you. You better make a choice, because we're split now because we didn't wake up in time. You'll just have to deal with the consequences. I mean, oh, you're fear-mongering. There you go. There's instead of just taking accountability and saying, you know what, I have buried my head in the sand. Or, you know what, I have been that one that's kind of bullied others for their perspective. I am the one that's always diminishing someone even though they're trying to help. Instead of taking accountability, what, you're going to double down? Then you will no longer be our problem. Period. So we're going to leave it there. If you do want to work with me, go to angelsouls444.com. That's where we can get you going on a standard reading. There are a few countries that, for tax purposes, I will just email me at angelsouls444@gmail.com, and I'll guide you over to Gumroad, my Gumroad platform over there, and get the payment through there and get you a reading. If you want a live session, right now, I'm a little booked up, but we can start looking out a little bit further if you want. I don't mind. We can start opening that up. So if you want a live session, email me at angelsouls444@gmail.com with the country that you are in, how much time you're looking for, and what days and times work for you. If you come in and you inquire about a reading, a live reading is $130 per 30 minutes. Standard readings right now are $95 per 30 minutes. So if you come in and you're inquiring about a live reading and then you just scurry off, you go on a list. So if you come back later and you're like, oh, I'm ready to do it. Okay, you make me go back and forth with scheduling and then you don't put the payment through. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're not serious about it. You go on a list. It's not necessarily an SH list per se, but I just know that you're not a serious inquiry. Okay. And I can't be holding spots for people who don't want to follow through. Do you feel me? I hope you guys can respect that. I will tell you that after today, I should be pretty caught up on standard readings. I think I have a few more left, which, hear me when I say, okay, could mean that if you're one of the few people that gets in right away, you may have your reading faster than the regular wait time. That's not a guarantee. I had a woman, I'm gonna give you some tea. You ready? I had a woman one time, she emailed me because she got in 20 minutes after I had announced, like, hey, all caught up. And I was stupid back then. I said, if you get in right now, there's a good chance that you might be able to get in or get your reading within a couple of days. Well, I don't know what the heck happened, but I opened it up and a bunch of people flooded in, like all at once. It was around a 10:10 portal. And this woman, of course, 2 days later, hounding me for her reading. I said, listen, it's probably going to be about 2 weeks. Well, how is that possible? I got in within 20 minutes. I know it's not great. I know, but I can't control that. Okay. Sometimes you would have had it in 2 days still. So just keep that in mind. You're taking a chance. Regardless, you're going to have it. You're going to get it. Okay. So it's a matter of you kind of managing that patience. And please understand that I am one person. So if I get 30 requests in all at once, well, I have to do those. Cool. Okay. Do we get each other? Do we understand each other? All right. So I guess we will leave it there. Let me know your thoughts. What are you experiencing? We really need to be leaning on one another to give true accounts of what we're seeing and observing. Yes. So if I see a drone, I haven't, but if I saw a drone, I'd be like, yo, there's a drone out here, like it's probably my neighbor being a creeper. I'm kidding. I don't have neighbors like that. Not really. But you see what I'm saying? Instead of like, oh, there were aliens in my backyard. That's nothing new. I said it. All right. So we're going to leave it there. I'm sending you all so much love and take care.